Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We got this Soul Land Reloaded up today. A few things to cover on this video, just to point things out. It seems that we finally got some information, and it also seems that one of the things that we were missing, which was the ability to get soul rings, has been taken care of. At least not a big issue, but at least it's taken care of a minute, because that's one of the things, one of the items that I was really worried about. And whether or not I was going to be able to do any progression in the game, because I couldn't do anything with the skills. It seems they've answered that for us. So first, let's take a look. Now, we got some surprise inside of the Celebration Gifts event here. They actually threw a little bit of the coins our way. These right here with the federal gold coins. They actually threw some of those to us and enabled us to have enough to get 20 shards from a free-to-play perspective. So this enabled me to get 20 shards. As you can see, just one. But hey, it's better than none, right? So 20 shards, and this was a woo chest. It had all of that. So I was able to get woo. So I'm only 2 shards shy of getting her. So I'm guaranteed to get her on the next pool, simply because I can get 10 from the exchange shop. Guaranteed each event. So we've got her. So when it comes out, here in middle of next week, we'll be doing an event to actually do that. So I've got 148. I need 2 more shards. So we've got her, which is good. Okay, I was pretty sure I was going to be able to get her next event, because I was only going to need to come up with 10, because I was actually going to get 10 from the exchange shop, as I said. But just having this 20 just makes it a whole lot easier, and pretty much guaranteed to get her and start working on her soul bone, getting those skills. The divine skills up, and we'll start doing that. Now, the really good thing is, it's going to be putting some people in a little bit difficult. Okay, we have this event every single time we have a event pool for a character. We get the God's Trials. Okay, this is a 2-phase event. The first phase of this event is you beat all these guys and get a bunch of the coins. And inside the shop, you can get some pretty good rewards. These are actually not bad at all. As you can see, I've got most of all of everything in here. Cleared that out, cleared that out, cleared that out, cleared that out. Bought a bunch of experience potions. You know, this is stuff good for leveling up the character. Whenever you get a new character, it's nice to be able to just max it out immediately. I have enough pots to do that, but it's always good to refill them, because I just used a bunch of the pots on Tang San. I'm now going to need new pots for Woo. So this is a way to get some of the vials here for the experience. So I snatched a bunch of those too. But this is not the good thing. The good thing is the actual ranking and the God's Gift. This is the server-wide accumulation. Okay? The really nice thing about this is at the very end, that's right, soul bones right here. 2 of them. Granted, it's a chest, understood. Okay. So you're not guaranteed to get what you want, but I actually got lucky and did. One of the 2 turned out to be the one that I needed to do a full, complete set of soul bones for Tang San. As you can see, I've got all reds now. This is the one that I was lacking, and I now have that. So I was able to fully complete his set. So as I said, it's just a matter of leveling them up. It's not going to be a problem. I've got 3 for this one, 4 for this one, 3 for this one, and these are all still at 1s. The other one, I think, the other one I haven't used yet. I think it's a 6, but I haven't used it yet. Yeah, it's a 6. I'm holding on to it. Probably going to put it on Woo. Okay, just to get started on hers. Haven't decided yet. But since she is technically a little bit more powerful than Tang San, at least that's what they're telling me. I have no way to prove that, but they say that she's OP. So we're going to take that. The advice has not been wrong as of yet. So we're going to assume Wu's OP. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on her than we are on Tang San. So most of the rings of that. But it looks like every time we have a God's Child event, you want to make sure. So unfortunately, this is a server-wide event. If your server's not established, I mean, my server is established. We got this yesterday, early morning yesterday. That's how fast we shot through this, and that's because we have an exceedingly active server. If you're on a newer server, you might not be able to get this, unfortunately. So, because there is nothing in the shop, it's only through this server event, but it is 2. So it looks like you'll be able to get 2 on a regular basis because they do have this God's Trial every time they have a pool event. So we'll have to see, But it's unfortunate that it's based on server, but it is what it is. But since I have an active server, that's going to be an easy way. Other than that, like I said, we're hoping for the next event that they come out with, a Forge event, that they'll have some of the soul rings inside of there for purchasing. Okay. But other than that, that's not. But like I say, the celebration gift did come through. You should have got. They gave us in the log on event. I think they already took that away because it was only 3 days. It was yesterday. So, but it was a 3-day event. In the first day, they gave us some of these federal coins, but they didn't give us enough to actually get a character. They didn't give us enough to get the shards. Okay. I think they gave us 4. Don't hold me to that. I can't remember. If you look at my last video, I think it was 4, I believe. Okay. So, well, anyway, they gave us some. They gave us, I think it was 6, because I was able to get one of these for 5, and I was able to get one of these. So I guess they gave us probably about 10, was it? I can't remember how many they gave, but I didn't even know it was there. I just clicked. I always do claim all, and I did, and then I was going in through because I always run through the festivals, the shops before they go away, just to make sure I got everything. And I noticed that I had enough to get one of these, and I had some left over even after I bought this. It wasn't enough to get another 20, which would have been great because then I'd have been able to actually summon Wu at that particular time. But it was enough to just get one 20 roll, and then enough to purchase 5. So it looks like 5. It looks like, I guess they gave us 13 maybe, because I don't think I purchased anything else. Yeah, actually I did. I think I purchased one of these. I think I purchased, yeah, right here. So they gave us 1 right here, 8, so 9, and then 1 right here for 5. So that's 14. Okay, so 14 is what you should have come up with. So they gave us some. They must have given us some inside of one of our inside of the email as a gift inside of your. So check your mail. Make sure to check your mail because they always give us stuff in here. Okay, so if you can scroll through here, you can probably see where they gave it for. Or because I'm pretty sure that's the way I got it. Because I don't remember. I did not remember seeing any inside of the actual login events. It was just that one day, and I was really not expecting to have anything inside of there that I was going to be able to get. But somehow they gave us some more, so I'm happy for that. So that's how I was able to get the extra 20 shards. But this is really important. So hopefully your server is able to hit the mark for this. As you can see, you need to get 263. We got 317. We go through this pretty quick. Usually within the first day or two, we're already more than halfway through, and then we finish it up pretty good. But that does give you 2 inside of the chest. I think these right here are. I'm not exactly sure why they look at. I think the chest is random. I think these might be selectable. Is I think the difference between these two. I think this is a selectable soul ring. And as you get farther along, that's going to become a little bit more. You might need that a little bit more because once you get to the point where like everybody's at like, you got half of your ones that are max, but the others aren't. So you've got, it's going to be really hit or miss to max those out. You might end up getting one that you don't need. So I think because it's like this, I think you can actually select what you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I've never actually utilized this before. I've never seen one of these. I've always gotten them from chests or from the actual battle pass, or not the battle pass, the royal hunting ground. I've always gotten them from within here, and it's always been just whatever you can get lucky and get. So, it's always been hit or miss as to what I've got. I've been fortunate. I'm not to the point where any of my characters are to the point where I need to actually worry about that yet. It will, of course, eventually happen. So as soon as I get Woo, I'll be able to pound through this a little bit more effectively. I'm going to try to get up right about to. It's one of those I missed. I try to get up to, right about here. Right here is where you'll really start to see. If you get up around here, you can spend 20 of your tokens, and there's a good chance that you might walk away with one. Haven't seen it anywhere down here. Not until up here. Right here is where I've started to notice where I can actually start throwing some of the tokens at this and actually successfully maybe get one. The rate up at this point must be, it's of course as you go through, it's going to be a higher percentage. I'm sure up around here, there's probably like a 10% or a 5% chance that you're going to get one on a token. So if you're banging away out here, if you can knock this out, then you probably get a bunch of soul rings from within here. The red ones, the nice 100k ones. Yeah, this is the only way to get it otherwise. And to get here, you're going to need characters. So get those SP characters. They're definitely worth it. The survivability, damage, and attack is just immense. Just by showing, the BP on these is just ridiculous. Okay, as you can see, nearly twice as strong as Hugh, and she's considered the SP killer. So you can imagine that. So once we get Woo, we should be able to power up through there. Probably get another 2 or 3 levels. You have to play this, okay? You have to make the adjustments. You don't need to actually clear. You don't need to use all of these to clear. Like we only need 420, so you only need to total up to 420 points. So as you can see, if you do everything, it's 500. So you can take away 80 points somehow. Maybe take off the overload or the agility or the I find most of the time that using the sacrifice or taking away the sacrifice, reincarnation, or the toughness, taking 1 or 2 of these away enables me to progress a little bit farther. I haven't really been playing with it right now because, like I said, I'm going to be getting Woo, so I'm not wasting my tokens. Believe me, you're not going to get anything down here. Wasting the tokens at this point. The rate up, like I say, it's got to be 0.5 or 0.1% or 0.01% because it just doesn't happen down there. I didn't start seeing anything until I got right here. So this is where I'm going to try to get to. Once I get to one of these two, then I'll start throwing a little bit of tokens. I'm saving up the tokens. As you can see, I've got 132 tokens. So I'll be able to throw some tokens out. Probably get my hands on 2 or 3 once I get up there. But I'm going to wait to Woo, because it's just better to wait for her. She's more, a lot more powerful. She's going to do a lot of damage, single target damage, which makes her even better. She'll be perfect for this darkness because it's just usually one boss. You just, you got to attack it, and then a statue comes. You need to take out the statue or get close to the statue and eliminate. So because the statue puts immunity a lot of times on the actual target. So it's just, you've actually got to play it. If you try to auto it, you're probably not going to be successful. It'll tell you what to do, but you just need to do it. So you just keep an eye on it. But having a couple SP characters, you're probably going to need to get up into here. You're probably going to need a full team of SPs, would be my assumption. A full team of medium to maxed out SP characters would be my assumption to beat the darkness up in here. So we're talking upper level here. But you don't need to get here. You just need to get here. Here is where I saw. Okay. I saw soul rings, red 100k soul rings right here. Okay, so that's where you're getting for. So 700k is what I'm going to be shooting for. I should be able to knock out a couple of levels once I get another SP. Now, just play with it. Try taking off these 2, then try taking off another 2, and just work around. Just make sure that you have enough to advance, and then after you advance, you can sweep it. Okay, and then you just, once you get to 7, just sweep it, sweep, and you get it. Sooner, and based on the percentages. But I think the percentage here is high enough that it's feasibility to get it within, say, like 20 or 30 of your tokens. So using a lot of them before that, probably not. Unless you're just starting out and you're just looking to get, the black ones, which are the 10K, but actually, to be quite honest, I get more black ones out of here than I do out of here. I'm serious. They're very generous with the black soul rings in here. Um, I don't know what the percentage on these are, but whatever they are, they're great because I really, I really get. I mean, all of my team is completely maxed out with the black. So if you go into the actual Soul Ring settings here, Soul Ring, like I say, this is what you're going to be, and Wu's going to have to be that. But if you look at my other characters, this is one level below the red one. As you can see, they're all. So I have not. You shouldn't have any trouble getting these at all. I'm not putting any investment in them because I want to get. I'm hoping that in the future we'll be able to get the 100K soul rings consistently. 2 is not a whole lot, but at least that'll enable me. I was really worried about leveling up Wu's skills. I mean, I'm going to have this great character who's considered OP, and I'm not going to be able to do crap with her skills because I can't get any of the red soul rings. But it looks like you'll be able to get a couple each time they have the God's Trial, based from the God's Gift. And I'm assuming we'll see them in the Forge. But if we don't, this is nice. Again, they haven't reset this yet, so this was really the only way. This was a guaranteed 3 from a free-to-play perspective. You could get each one at the end of each of the next. You got a red one, but they haven't reset it. I'm hoping they will, but neither of them have been reset at this point. I've maxed them all out. Hopefully they will, and if it is, that'll be another way to get them. But I'm expecting we'll see some of the actual Soul Rings in a Forge event. And it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they gave us like 900. I literally gave us 999 Phoenix Divine Blood in that Forge event. So it would not surprise me that if they give us that, they might give us like maybe 5 or maybe even 10. A 10 Soul Ring chest where you can get 10 of them. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So just keep that in mind. The Forge gives you really, really good. I mean, I got a full triple S herb set on there. That was all from the Forge event. This is stuff that you can't get. They don't offer this stuff in regular events unless you pay money, except in the Forge. This is all from the Forge. Okay, it's a fully maxed out triple set of herbs. This is the highest herbs in the game at the particular moment. I got this from the Forge. I completed this whole set from the Forge. They gave us enough shards for each of the Mountain Snow, the Thunderclap, Netherbound, and 900 Begonia to make a full set. Okay, and then of course I'd been saving my stuff to level it up. So yeah, and that all came from the Forge, and all the Divine Blood that I've got, that huge chunk of that came from the Forge. The other item, the Soulbone item, these right here, these came from the Forge. Okay. 60 of these came from the Forge. I got the other 20 from just finishing up on that, but 60 of these came from the Forge. You can't get them anywhere else. They have an event for them, but you have to pay. So, free to play were excluded, but the Forge, the Forge is a go. You can get just about anything. The Forge is the best event that they have in the game. So I'm expecting we'll see Soul Rings in there, would be my assumption, in the future. But if they don't, in the meantime, we can get some from the God's Trial. It's not a lot, but it's 2, and if it's a newer character, then you don't have to worry about it running over or being useless. You'll be able to use it simply because of the fact that you need 6 for each of the skills. Since it's just a new character, they're not going to have any on its skills yet, so it'll be useful. So I'm going to go ahead and put that number 6 that I've got on Wu when I get her. In a week and a half, and we will have a video on that, and we will be getting her. Like I say, I only need 2 more shards, so definitely check and see, and make sure that you go through the festivities, because this goes away. This disappears today in 5 hours, and this is going to go away in I would assume the 5 hours as well. Today's the last day for it. Yep, 5 hours at the bottom. So make sure that you participate in that, and remember to keep an eye on things. Keep an eye on the shop. They've been pretty flexible with this shop. Maybe we might seeing maybe some soul rings in here at one time or something. It would be nice if they, took it away so that it's not a server event. Like I said, I have a very active server, so it's not a big deal. We always get the max. We always go well over it, as you can see. But if your server's not active, yeah, then you might not, you might not be able to get any of that. So if you do decide to create a new character, you might want to not get on one of the new servers. Maybe create the character on one of the older servers that's more established, so that you'll be able to start collecting these. Because it's a server-wide event, you could be a virtual level 5, level 6 character, and as long as your server is active and you got a bunch of powerful people on your server, you get the rewards for this. You don't got to do anything. You could just collect them and store the chests until you get an SP character, and then when you get an SP character, put it on an SP character. That's the way I look at it. It's a server event. You can help out if you want to, but if you got a bunch of powerful people on our server like we do, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so I just go through just to get enough. I did all these. I beat them all except for the last level. So I cleared out. That's why that's why I was able to purchase all this stuff. It takes a few minutes. You can skip, but you still have to click, skip, win, climb, go to the next one, click. You still have to do it on each one of them. So it's like 5 on each of the characters. So it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to actually do it. But the rewards are really good. I really like this shop. That's why I cleared out. All of this stuff is useful. Okay, so you might as well do it. But yeah, so keep an eye on that. Remember that. Write it down. God's Trial. And make sure that you do claim everything inside of there. Because if you don't claim it, you lose it. All right? So other than that, everything's good. We'll do an event probably tomorrow because it's a couple of new events up. We're going to see Celebration Gift's going to go away. God's Trial is going to go away. And Divine King, wrong, that's going to go away as too. So we'll be having some normal events until the middle of next week, or towards the end of next week, and that's when we'll have the second event for Wrong, and we'll be getting Woo. And then after that, we'll have to make a decision as to what we want to do for our third character. It's going to be difficult to decide. I'm going to try to get a listing because I want to see when Baby Dawn comes out, because I want to get her, because she's supposed to be the second OP character from the SPs. Woo, and so we'll have to see. But those are the two that's supposed to be good, and so that's the ones that we're going to be hoping for. For those of you who don't know, she has not been included. She had an SS plus, okay? Baby Dong did, but she did not have a triple S character. Okay, so she got skipped for that. So now they're not having an SP. And from what I hear is Woo, SP Woo, and SP Baby Dong are supposed to be OP. And this is from the China server. The China server, I believe they're already into a next level characters in the China server. I think there's something after SP. I'm not sure about that. But so they're going to know what the most powerful characters are. And they said Woo and Baby Dong were the two most powerful. So definitely want to get Woo. I would get Tang San too, simply because of the fact that he's the first character. And the reason we get the first character is generally they're a little bit more flexible with the shards for him. If, and this is a big if, they ever put free shards in the shop for SP characters, Tang San will probably be the one that they do it for. Okay. So having him might be a way to get your hands on free shards on a daily basis. It'd just be one, but at least you can get it for free and then be able to build him up and work on it over time. So that's why I suggest getting him if you can. But then your next one should probably be Woo. And if you're free to play like me, you should probably wait on Baby Dong. That would be my advice. If you're not free to play, of course, if you're spending money, then you should probably go ahead and get Ma. AoE. I hear he's pretty good from an AoE standpoint. So, you might want to consider getting that. But Wrong healer, actually. So actually healer and shielding. Again, you know, if you're going to do PvP, you got to consider that that might be something that you're going to need. So it's something you need to put in the back of your mind. We're not doing PvP yet. We're not able to compete with PvP yet. I'm hoping once I get 4 SP characters, I'll be able to get up a little bit closer. I'm not going to be able to beat the number. I'm not going to be able to get in top 10. That's correct. That's not going to happen because there's people with 954. So, you know, every character maxed out, fully enhanced with all their skills maxed out because they're spending the money to do that. We're not going to be doing that. But from a free-to-play perspective, we just like to be competitive in the PvE, and we just like to see if we can actually do it. And this game's been pretty friendly for us free-to-play players, and I really do love the IP. So that's why we're still playing. But again, we'll have another video probably tomorrow. Should be some new events. Hopefully, you know, I don't think a Master Forge. We're not quite ready for a Master Forge. We just had one, I think, last week. So it'll be another few weeks before we see one of that. But we should have something up. Getting into you know, next, you know, we're still several months away from the holiday season. So, but they should have some type of event up. We'll just have to see what it is that they throws at us. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it. You get notified each time I drop a video. Kenrick coming at you from the corner. Signing out.